الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين وسلم تسليما كثيرا ما بعد. All praise is due to Allah. We praise Allah abundantly, and we ask Allah to exalt, dimension, and grant peace and send His salutations upon the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Are you punished or something? You took their chairs? Oh. Can we donate a chair to these lovely brothers here? You guys, Mu'ad, sit next to your brother please and give him the chair. It's okay, Baba. He was here first. First come, first serve. Alrighty then. See, this is the brotherly love right there. Now we have extra chairs. So anyways, does anyone know the topic of this lecture? No, it's a surprise? Okay, it has to do with shade. Shade. And nowadays it's hot. Very hot. We're getting into the summer, I guess. And it's expected to get much worse in Jeddah, specifically. And so we often like to avoid the direct sunlight, unless you're trying to get a tan, in which case you're an exception to the rule. But generally we run away from direct sunlight. We're always looking for a shade. Even if you find a tree, you go sit under the tree or stand under the tree. Even if there's a small shade, you want to capture all of that possible shade to avoid the direct sunlight. Why? Because heat generally is something which bothers us. It bothers the human beings. We like coolness, especially the teenagers. They like to be cool. Yeah? And sometimes being cool makes you a fool without the tamiz. Okay, never mind. And sometimes it actually works. You are cool because you're a Muslim, not because of other reasons. Islam is not against being cool. It's just about defining cool or coolness and then following the Islamic way of achieving it. So we like to be cool, we like coolness, we like to avoid heat and so on and so forth. But you know, the truth is, no matter how bad it gets in this worldly life, it cannot be worse than the Day of Judgment. We know that we always have to compare everything when it comes to the matters of this world versus the matters of the life to come. Things are compared or looked at from both angles. What could be manageable now may not be manageable then, and vice versa. For example, don't worry about it. For example, something which you do today, you may be able to fix it and rectify it. But if you transfer to the life to come, to the hereafter, without having fixed it, khalas, it's too late. Correct? So if someone had the chance to become a Muslim, to believe in Allah and His Messenger, then they refused. Can they fix it on the Day of Judgment? It's too late. Right? So in this regard, the worldly life is better than the life to come. Because in this worldly life, you can reject Islam the first time, second time, third time, but then accept it the fourth time. So it's better for you than the life to come. In the life to come, there's no way of fixing it. This is one example where things can actually be better in this worldly life versus the life to come. On the flip side, when it comes to this particular issue, it's the other way around. The heat of the dunya is manageable. But the heat of the life to come is not. Specifically, or actually they fall into the same category. We should give a third example, but ba'din, inshallah. The heat on the Day of Judgment cannot be dealt with. Why? Does anyone know why? What will happen on Yawm al-Qiyamah? This is before people enter paradise and hell, you know, when it's still the accountability is taking place. The sun will be above, how far? 1 mile. Now, is it 1 mile, like the distance which we have versus kilometer? Yes, some of the scholars say that mile is intended. And other ones say the meal, which is actually referred to, drink and then drink. And then put it away. And then some say that that meal that is mentioned in the hadith is actually, you know, what do you call that thing? They call mascara, but it has another name. Who knows the Arabic name? Kuhul. You have another Urdu word? What is it? Summa? Summa. Yani Amin, Summa Amin comes from that one? Aywa, because I'm saying, I want to take this as an opportunity to teach us something. Huh? The word which we have in Arabic is thumma. Forget about this one. So if you want to say the whole idea of Amin, thumma, like thunder. Huh? Thumma Amin, not summa. Mashi? Pronunciation wise. But that's another topic. Anyway, so it's called summa. So the surma? Surma. Okay, I learned a new word. Knowing myself, I will forget it in 5 minutes, inshallah. But for now, at least we know surma. So this thing, anyways, that size of that stick, which you dip into the actual surma, that's the meal. So you know, basically the sun will be, as he said, this young man, technically right over your head. And then, well, the sun right now is so far away, yet we are feeling the heat in this particular room. Sah? It's so far away. How about if it was right over our head? Is that manageable or not manageable? Not manageable, which means that because of that everyone will die, right? Wrong! Yeah, I tricked you guys. Allah told you give an answer. So everyone, because of the nearness of the sun, will die. So khalas, no Jannah, no Jahannam. No, they will remain alive. Human beings will be given the ability to endure what they cannot endure today. Today, if the sun came a little bit closer, all of human beings will die. On Yawm al-Qiyamah, the sun will be right over people's head, but they will not die. Rather, they will be drowning in their own perspiration, their own sweat. And the sweat will be according to the person's level of sinfulness. So the more sinful, the more sweat the person will be technically swimming in. So much so that some of them will be up to their nose. This is according to the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ. So now imagine in this very difficult predicament, right? People are suffering and they're drowning in their own sweat, and the sun is very near, and it's unbearable. The whole situation is unbearable, but human beings will be able to deal with it. They will not die because of that. There will be a group of people who will be chilling, relaxing under the shade. Which shade? The shade of a tree? Ya Latif, mashallah. You guys studied the lecture before I delivered it or what? Huh? The shade of the throne of Allah, sah? Aywa. Well, how do you guys know that? Where did you get this information from? Because it feels like you guys should be giving the lecture and I should be listening. You? From your mom? MashaAllah, tabarakallah. That's the best answer I've heard in 10 years. Does anyone have it from his dad? Uncle? Of course from your mom, but your mom, you know, where did she get it from? Like, what is the ultimate source? It's good that you're learning from your mom. May Allah bless her. That's nice. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, who said that? Ultimate source. So it's not in the Quran? Is it in the Quran? Be careful of my trick questions. I will trap you. So don't answer ala tool. Excited, I give you something. Yeah. Then you find out that you gave the wrong answer. Be careful, I'm telling you. Think before you speak. You didn't answer my question, sir. I asked you, is it in the Quran? I didn't tell you where it is. Is it in the Quran? Does anyone know? Is it in the Quran? This idea of being under the shade of Allah's throne. Is it in the Quran anywhere? From the beginning, from the front page till the last page. Yes or no, sir? You can answer me tomorrow, inshallah. Anyone else? Think about it. Think about it. Huh? You haven't read the Quran? Who has read the whole Quran? At least once in your life. MashaAllah. It was in Ramadan, right? Aywa. Tayyib. Actually, it was over like 5 Ramadans. Began in one Ramadan, finished 5 years later. Ma fi mushkila, you're still young. Excused, you're excused. But I'm saying, we probably read the Quran in Arabic, and we probably didn't read the meaning of what we read in Arabic, and therefore we don't know what's in and what's not. The truth is, this does not exist in the Quran explicitly. So it comes from the hadith, not hadith, hadith of the Prophet ﷺ. Therefore, we should accept it or reject it. Is the hadith equal in authority to the Quran? Huh? Who said secondary? Bring a stick, ya Shu'aib. We will lash you, brother, 500 times, barakallah feek. While we're eating, the chips and drinking them juice. No, it is not. It is equal in authority. It is equal in authority, but I know what you mean. What he meant was that with the hadith, we have to first verify. Stop, please. We have to, I'm very picky, ma'alish, you guys have to deal with me. I'm the worst speaker you can ever invite, just to give you a heads up. Okay, the worst microphone, the worst speaker. 2 in 1. Any little noise or movement will distract me. And therefore, if you want to have a peace of mind without me picking on you every 2 minutes, just try to be a statue for this 1 hour. Okay? Just look like this, and when I make a joke, make sure you laugh, and khalas. And give right answers to the questions. Anything else is unbearable. So I forgot what I was saying. See what I'm saying? What was I saying? Do you remember what I was saying? Yeah. What was I saying? You don't remember. How about you? Bring a stick. Aywa, mashallah. No, he loves you very much, akhi. Yeah? We'll deal with him after the lecture, inshallah. 500 lashes. No, he meant that we have to verify. Is this hadith really from the Prophet ﷺ or not? Because we have in this Muslim ummah liars. Believe it or not, we have liars. Have you ever met a Muslim who lies? Of course. And so we had people who were so wild that they even lied against the Messenger of Allah alayhi. So they said that he said something which he did not say. But Allah protected this religion by having scholars who dedicated their whole life to study and verify and authenticate what the Prophet ﷺ said and what he didn't say. So once we prove the hadith is sahih, it is of equal authority to the Quran. So we believe in the Quran and the Sunnah. Not the Quran, then the Sunnah. Quran and Sunnah. But Quran, no one can touch it, change it. No need for verification. It's already been done. Don't worry about it. It's already been done. Sah? The hadith though, we need to ensure that the hadith is sahih. So this idea of the shade of Allah, is it in the Quran? But it's in the hadith. So does it mean we accept it? Once we what? Verify. طيب. When we go to a hadith in Bukhari, is there a lot of verification you have to do? Technically, none. For the average one of us, no need. The Sahih Bukhari is the most authentic book ever after the book of Allah, the Quran. And then after the Sahih Bukhari is Sahih Muslim. And then we have Tirmidhi, Nasa'i, Abu Dawood, Ibn Majah, Ibn Abi Shayba, and the rest of the scholars who collected a hadith. But the most authentic is Bukhari than Muslim. So this idea comes from the hadith in Sahih Bukhari, narrated by a narrator, a companion who narrated the most, or some scholars say the second in ranking, in narrating from the Prophet ﷺ. Who is he? Huh? Abdullah ibn Umar. Right or wrong? Wrong. Abu Hurairah radiyallahu anhu. Some of the scholars say that Abu Musa al-Ash'ari narrated more, but that's another topic. Abu Hurairah has collected a lot of ahadith. Also Aisha radiyallahu anha collected a lot of ahadith from the Prophet alayhi salatu salam. So you have a very reliable narrator, Abu Hurairah, and the hadith is in Bukhari, and the hadith is basically to the effect of that there are سبعة يظلهم الله في ظله يوم لا ظل إلا ظله. There will be 7 types of people, not 7 individuals. Otherwise that would be tough. From all of mankind, only seven people. No, 7 types of people. What's the difference between 7 people and 7 types of people? You, sir. True, there will be many people, but explain more. So if I say everyone who is 165 centimeters tall, stand on the left. Could we have possibly more than one person? Yes, because there are one type of person who is 165 centimeters tall. Khalas. So now we can have 5, 6, 7, 8. If I said only one person, then we have only one person. It's not a type of person anymore. We're looking for a particular individual. So you're right, 7 types of people, meaning many may fall into this category. 7 will be under the shade of Allah on the day where there is no shade except His shade. And we said, according to the other hadith, it's the shade of the throne of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. So on that day when it's really hot, these people will be cool. In the ultimate sense, the coolest you can be. And whilst the duration of the Day of Judgment for regular people is how many years? What is the duration of Yawm al-Qiyamah for the regular people? 50,000 years. Whoa. How long have you been alive? How old are you? 18. Doesn't it feel like a long time? 18 is a long time. Ask a brother who's 30 years old. Or 35. Oh! I'm telling you, he will tell you stories. If you were telling him to tell you his life story, he will be bored to death. Within the 5-10 minutes, you'll say, Barakallah feek, here's 100 riyals, just shut up, Allah Khalid. Well, I was first born and my mother nursed me and it was great times. And then afterwards, I realized I was a baby. Khalas, enough said. No one will even take the time to narrate his story. No one remembers. But the bottom line is, that's a long time. 30 years is a long time. 1,000 years, whoa. 10,000, 20, 30, 40, 50,000. That's, if we said 50,000 riyals, that's a lot of money. How about 50,000 years? How many days are in a year? Wait. No, this one. No, wait. Look, the one who gives me the right answer, I will give him nothing. Inshallah. I promise. I don't break my promises. A big nothing for you. But this is a trick question that most of you will give me the wrong answer to. How many days are in a year?
365.
Fail.
That's why we have a leap year, because every 4 years, the 1/4 they have are reformed.
Yes, Sheikh. He's going into further misguidance in his explanation. Sadiq, enter wrong. You guys go to international schools, huh? Mafi Islamic studies? Fee? Who has the answer? No way you guys don't know this. I'm traumatized. Anyone? I don't even want to ask my children right now. Anyone? Ya Sheikh. Ma'alish. How many days do we have in a month? 20. January is how many days? 31. You're just 29 or 30, now you're telling me January is 31. That's what I'm trying to say. In the Islamic year, there aren't 365 days. There are around 356 days. In the Gregorian calendar, we have some months that are 31 days, others that are 30 days, and February is 29. And then we have the leap year, which is 28. In Islamic calendar, it's always 29-30, 29-30, 29-30. Add them up. Let's say maximum is 30. Let's say every month was 30, which is impossible. But hypothetically speaking, 30 times 12. Now you guys are excellent in math too, mashallah.
36.
Huh?
36.
36? La ya Sheikh. Of course it means 360. So that means if every month in the Islamic calendar was 30 days, we'll have how many? 360. That's 5 days minus the Gregorian. In reality, we will have 30, 29. So minus another 7 days, you're looking around 350 something days. Ma fi mushkila, minus or plus, because of we don't know whether this month will be 29 or 30 days. The bottom line is, there are less than 365 days per year. Which means you are older than what you think you are right now. You told me you were 18? You're probably 19. Because you have to, when you want to know your real age, you have to go back to the Hijri calendar. So most people who try to remain young are fooling themselves because they are very old. And the older you get, the bigger the difference. So what I want you to do is a homework to follow up on Shu'aib's homework. His is a little tough. You have to memorize every word of Surah Al-Fatiha. I'm going to give you another homework. Next time I see you, inshallah, you need to tell me your date of birth in Hijri and your new age in the Hijri calendar. How do you do it? You use a Samsung phone. That's right. I'm sorry. Okay, use any phone. Or you can go to the Google calendar, Sheikh Google. You know Sheikh Google? Maulana? You go over there and you type, ask for date converter. And then it will tell you, enter your date of birth in Gregorian. So I was born January 1st, 1980. Okay? So if you put 1/1/1980, the date in Hijri will become Safar. I believe it's the 6th of Safar, 1400. I was born the year 1400, by the way. See how old I am? That's awesome. 1400. What year are we in right now?
It's 1425.
So how old am I? 35. But go back to the Gregorian. I was born 1/1/1980. What year are we right now? 2014. So how old am I in Gregorian? 34. See the difference? So when you in Islam are supposed to pay zakah, or when you're supposed to reach the age of puberty, or anything of the sort, you have to calculate it according to the Islamic Hijri calendar, ya mudir. How did we get to this discussion? Do you remember? I don't even remember. What were we discussing before we went into the date problem?
50,000 years.
Aywa, 50,000 years, yeah? So that's a long time. It's a long time. So how are we going to deal with it? You'll be under the shade of Allah. Who are the 7? Does anyone know the hadith and can tell us the first type of person who will be under the shade of Allah?
21. I know. The one who gives the
Huh?
Adil.
Adil? Adil, my friend? Because I have a friend named Adil. He's a very nice guy. He has a red beard. Adil what, ya captain? Huh? Excuse me, sir? Say in Chinese, Habibi. I don't care. Just answer me. Meow? That's a cat, not Chinese. Huh? The one who gives adhan? MashaAllah, tabarakallah. Mufti al-Mamlaka. Fatawa Sari'a ala tul. Who knows the first one? Imamun? Then the word you said. Aywa, Imamun Adil. It makes a huge difference when you say Adil, my cousin, or Imamun Adil. Imamun Adil is a just ruler. Meaning when you have an eraser and a pencil, then the ruler has to be just with the pencil and the eraser. Otherwise the ruler won't make it. Sah? Sah, huh? So a ruler is going to be on Yawm al-Qiyamah under the shade of Allah? Who has a ruler? Yeah, when you go there, smack yourself on your hand on my behalf. The ruler, who do we mean by a ruler? Mr. Glasses. I wear glasses too, but your glasses stand out. Who's the ruler? What kind of ruler are we speaking about? A king? MashaAllah, tabarakallah. Loyal, MashaAllah, loyal to the authorities. Huh? So, a person in charge? A president of a country? A king of a kingdom? Sah. And actually more than that. Even though the scholars say this is the main target, even you in your own household, you as a person, a manager at work, you become a ruler in some sense. So justice is required of you. What is justice? Who can say, justice, is it like men and women are equal? This justice? Are men and women equal? Huh? They're equal? Yani if you say man minus woman equals 0, in some aspects they equal? What type of aspects? Talking? Wrong, brother. Women talk too much. It's okay. We can say the truth. We know women are women, but hey, women girgir katir. We don't do this much, man. Just, go to any gathering. If you have a father and a mother, go to the section where your father's sitting with the brothers, and go to the section where your mother's sitting with the sisters. Then you'll be able to tell who talks more. Okay, what else? Are they equal in what? Walking. Ya Sheikh, anta talking, walking, it's a rap session or what? I'll tell you what, how are they unequal? Men and women, they're unequal in some ways. Who can name one difference between a man and a woman? Responsibilities, right? So the mother's responsibility are unlike the husband. Who's in charge? In general, who's the person in charge in the family? The father, the man. Is it because we like it or because Allah made it that way? What's the evidence? MashaAllah, tabarakallah. That one he memorized already. You're getting ready for marriage, it seems soon, huh? These are the ayat as soon as he meets his wife. By the way, الرجال قوامون على النساء. Now go to your room. No, that's not how it happens. But that's true. Huh? And so Allah made the men in charge and the caretakers of the women. It doesn't mean that you mistreat them. No. It just means that you have a responsibility over them. Anyways, Allah said, وَلَيْسَ الذَّكَرُ كَالْأُنْثَى. The male is unlike the female. So obviously we're not the same. But we're the same in terms of being able or eligible to enter Jannah, to do good deeds. Then men and women are equal in this sense. Otherwise they're not equal. So justice does not mean equality. Do you treat the Muslim and the non-Muslim the same? Yani you see a Muslim, Assalamu alaikum. You see a non-Muslim, I told you better go back to your country. What brought you over here? So, that's how it's supposed to be, right? The Muslim and the non-Muslim? No? How do you guys treat the non-Muslims here? You treat them fine? I treat them Kleenex. Fine is another brand. ما في مشكلة. Actually, the Muslim has the right to be given what? Salam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Can you give salam to a Christian? No. You cannot. If you cannot give him salam, does that mean that you punch him?
Hi.
Hey, we say hi. Hey, how's it going? How are you today? Good all afternoon. Good morning. Whatever words that are popular in your culture. Right? And according to the one who sent the text message, happy morning. That's the newest trend which you guys don't know about. It's too cool for you guys. Happy morning, happy evening. But that we will discuss later, inshallah. So the idea is equal and justice are not the same. Justice meaning you know how to treat whatever it is according to the rule of Allah. The rule of Allah may have equality between these two or may not have equality. Justice means that you know and you apply. So a just ruler is someone who's in charge that deals with people equally. So your father has to treat you equally to your brother. If he buys him a gift, he has to buy you. Did you know that?
Yes.
Because some of you will call their fathers right after this lecture. Hey, by the way, the guy said that you're supposed to give me a lot of gifts, which you haven't got me yet. So I'm waiting for them. Thank you, Dad. Yeah, don't do that. We'll talk to him about it, okay? You don't mention it to him. He's going to be upset. But the truth is, the father, for example, has to treat his children justly. And so, anyone who's in charge or a ruler is supposed to be treating people with justice. Who can give me an example of justice? You are a ruler and you want to treat people, your subjects, with justice. How do you do that? Give me an example. Yes, sir.
He
I missed the first sentence.
Legally prosecuting a rich person and a poor person in the same way.
All right. Wow. Are you a lawyer or something, akhi? Did you hear the fancy words? Legally persecuting a rich person and a poor person in the same way. What does he mean? It sounds like he's speaking some sophisticated words. So what does that mean? Distributing. What a summary, brother. Huh? What does that mean? Rich person, poor person. You persecute them equally.
Means if we are talking nicely to rich people, we should talk nicely.
You aren't talking, huh? MashaAllah, tabarakallah. What's your name? Mazin. Your last name? Imtiaz. So we're going to call you Mazin Talk Imtiaz. Abu Talk. From now on, we call him Abu Talk. If you like it. If you don't like it, we won't call you. You like Abu Talk or you don't like it? You don't like it? Khalas, don't call him Abu Talk. Because you're supposed to call people by the name which they like. Anyways, can someone explain what the brother said? Can you explain what you said, akhi? Because it's too advanced for us.
Like if the tribe goes to court, you're supposed to treat the rich person the same as you would a poor person.
Why? What happens in real life?
You know, the rich people, they get away with stuff that the poor people can't get away with.
Correct. Sah? So if a person has connections and he commits a crime, if he knows someone over there and among the judges or someone in court, he may use his connection to escape and not be persecuted or prosecuted for his crime. But a poor person who doesn't have anyone to support him, what happens to him? He gets nailed. They get him. Why? He's not powerful enough, doesn't have enough authority, enough connections to help himself. So justice means that when people are to be dealt with or judged, you don't give preference to the rich person over the poor person. Everyone deserves an equal treatment. Does anyone know of a hadith from the Prophet ﷺ that supports this idea? There's a hadith about the Prophet and his daughter, alayhi salatu salam, that supports exactly what the brother said. Take from my money whatever you want.
Take from me whatever you want. And one of
لا خذي من مالي, take from my money.
because
ما في مشكلة.
of Prophet Muhammad is knowledge, and he says to his daughter that take from it and work according to it, for the day of judgment you will not be an exception case because you are the daughter of Allah.
Yeah, but when he said mali, he was referring to his knowledge? How is that? Is that your own tafsir or what? مال لحظة يعني العلماء ورثة الورث الذي يرثه الإنسان, the one that inherits, that's ilm, because the hadith says that they left behind. But the term mal is specific to currency, it's specific to money. He did have money, alayhi salam, right? Sahih? And people took money from him. His wives, his daughter, those who had rights, they received their money. So you cannot jump to a new interpretation while the term itself doesn't support that, unless there's a valid reason. But either way, that's not the hadith I'm looking for. That's good. I'm glad that you cited that. That's very intelligent. But there's another hadith based on a story that is very much in exact harmony with what the brother said. Aywa. There was a woman who had stolen some money. And when you steal money in Islam, what's supposed to happen to you? Cut your hand off. That if I left this phone on the desk and I went to the bathroom, I came back, someone stole it. Do they get their hands cut off or their hand cut off? No. Why? Because I did not look after that object. If I had put it somewhere, hide it, I hid it somewhere, and someone went out of their way to break into the drawer and then steal it, then they become deserving. So not anytime someone takes anything, then they are supposed to have their hands cut off. You have to understand that. But I don't want to discuss this further. But that is correct. So a woman had stolen something which made her deserving of having her hand cut off. And one Sahabi went to the Prophet, I believe it was Usama, he went to the Prophet ﷺ and he was trying to intercede for this woman. Yani ma'lesh, and let her go and something of the sort. So the Prophet ﷺ became angry because of that, what the brother said. Trying to differentiate between the rich people, the poor people, the people who are with connections versus those with not. He said, no, by Allah, if Fatima, the daughter of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, were to steal, then we would cut her hand off. Why? Even though you could say, but this is the daughter of the Messenger of Allah, she should get away with it. No, Islam teaches that we have justice in this particular regard. There we have justice in this regard. So justice then is required. Now let's try to bring this to a level we can understand. Yarhamukallah. Let's try to bring this close to home. You people, the youngsters, what type of justice is required of you? You're not a ruler. You're not a father. Sah? A lot of the things, the examples we gave actually do not relate to you. So can anyone tell me how you in your own life can apply this hadith? How can you be a just person?
Being just with siblings.
Being just with siblings. Okay, you have a brother and a sister. You treat them with justice and equal. Beautiful. Very good. Anything else? Justice with friends. If one buys you a chocolate, the other one has to buy you a chocolate too. Justice, brother. Why did he buy me chocolate? You don't buy me anything? Cheap? You should buy me some too. That's not what I meant, of course. That's not what you meant either. But we can try to apply it in this way. What else? Yalla, yalla, wake up, guys. Wake up. No time to sleep. You, Mr. Chewing Gum. Yes? Everybody's chewing gum or what? Scoot over. With the red bag. Give me an example of how you can be just with people or with whatever. No, the gentleman here, the young man right in front of me. Are you on vacation? You with us here? Yalla, give me an answer. Think of something. One word at a time. Do you need 30 seconds to think about it, then I come back to you? Do you have an answer? No answer? No problem. Next. Sir. Yeah, Mr. Handsome guy. Huh? How are you just with your family? Explain. We already said that. He already said that, sibling and all that good stuff. I'm looking for something else. Do you guys ever have homework? Do you have homework? Yes. Do you play games? Yes. Like yes. All the time. Yes, Baba, it is short, inshallah. That's my notification that I should finish soon. Huh? So, do you guys have homework? Do you play games?
Yes.
So, no?
Yes.
So how do you apply justice when it comes to homework and games? You don't, huh? Give me his father's phone number so I can tell him how he shouldn't. No more games. That way there's no need for justice, only homework. No, seriously, how are you guys supposed to do it? If you have 2 hours worth of homework, and then you do the homework in 10 minutes, and then you play for 1 hour and 50 minutes. Is that justice? All of them like, yes. 100% justice, brother. We do that every day. It feels good. But that's not fair, because your parents are paying fulus for you to go to school, not for you to play games. So it's only fair that you finish your homework and you study well and you excel in your school, and then you can play some halal games. Halal games. Because some play haram games. Huh? Some play poker. Right? Some play other types of games. But you're supposed to play halal games. Who can give me examples of halal games? Cricket? Super Mario? Do you, no, wait. Do you turn off the music?
Yeah.
MashaAllah, Shaykh al-Islam. Be careful of the mushrooms. What else? Halal games? Basketball? You play basketball? Oh, you're asking for trouble, man. No, but so I understand that you guys, mashallah, are all athletes. You don't play video games. That's good. Because I was thinking about video games and everybody's telling me cricket and soccer and basketball. So, no video games?
Running a marathon.
Running a marathon? I'll catch you at the end line, inshallah. Finish line. No one plays. Who plays video games? Raise your leg. My God, you're looking for any opportunity. I was being funny. Who? Raise your hand. Who plays video games? Aywa. Now the truth is coming out. You guys are free of video games. Nothing. Zero. Nada. Continue raising your hands, video games people. So I understand here that no video games. Ibrahim, you, no video games? MashaAllah. No video games? No video games? So what do you do in your free time? Cricket?
Yeah.
One of these 5-day long games? Isn't cricket like a game that's supposed to take 5 days to finish? That's what someone told me. It was already agonizing enough without knowing this fact. After I knew this fact, it was just too much to handle. But anyways, it's cool. You can like cricket. It's not my business. So you guys don't play video games. Okay, for those who play video games, you. What video games do you play? You. Yes, you. You don't play video games. You. FIFA? Or what? Call of Duty? Is that good? I know this word. I remember this name. This title. Call it. Are you shooting people?
Yes.
No women?
No.
Sometimes. Halal games. Aywa. Now you gotta be careful now. Anyways, I'm in support of those who prefer athleticism and playing actual sports over video games. Let's all give him a round of Allahu Akbar. Aywa. Bravo, senor. Very good. As for those who play video games, it's all good. But you have to be just. If you spend your day playing video games and you don't give your parents their rights, you don't give your studies their rights, you don't give your stomach its right, you're too busy playing all the time, you're doing a bad job being a good ruler, a just ruler, and therefore you are disqualified from being under the shade of Allah in this particular category of people. So let's agree about something. From now on, what is more important, homework or games? You guys are brainwashed, man. What is this? What is more important, homework or games? Homework! Give me all of their father's phone numbers. Homework, guys, seriously, all jokes aside, look, I'll tell you something. Let's say you became the sheikh of FIFA. And you were the biggest sniper in Call of Duty, killing everybody. Tayyib? And then you finished. Do you think anyone will hire you because of that? You go for a job interview, what can you do? FIFA! I can beat any team, anytime, any jersey they wear, no problem. Oh, mashallah, 20,000 salary, this is the guy we've been looking for. Now go and get the job done. Ain't nobody gonna hire you for these skills, man. But if you finished your studies and you were a good student then people will beg you to work for them. And when you have money, you can play games when you're older. Halal games. So first, at this age, don't waste your time with these games too much. Now is the time to study. Study, work hard, become a qualified person with high credentials and high capabilities. Then get a good job. Then make money. Then play games. Within reason, of course. Can we agree to do this? Okay then. And this is it for today. We only dealt with one type of person. We still have how many to go? 6 type of people, which we will deal with inshallah over the period of I don't know how long. So jazakumullah khair for being excellent listeners.
Thank you.
Welcome. And I hope you remember some of the things we discussed. And don't forget your homework. What's your homework? Huh? Date of birth and Hijri. I want you to write it down on a piece of paper. Okay? So that's our homework inshallah. Now, Abu Fatima is telling me that I should go further, but I have to listen to Mu'adh. I promised him it will be short, and he told me 10 minutes earlier, you said, Baba, it's going to be short. It's not short. It's okay. I'm not going to run my mouth when I'm done. So, look, I'm supposed to go further, but I'm giving you a break from me. As a speaker, I have 1 hour allocated, and I'm going to give you 10 minutes for you to relax and enjoy yourself, even though Abu Fatima is going to kick me after we're done with this lecture. But it's okay, I'll sacrifice for you. So we'll see you next time, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. He's coming. Help. Help.